My name is Santiago Garcia Herreros. I am a manager at Hinicio. I'm based in Brussels, and I focus on hydrogen project de-risking, EU regulation, RFMBO, and low carbon fuel certification, and funding strategies in the more general sense. Just for those that do not know us, Hinicio is a consultancy specialized in hydrogen, renewable fuels, and industrial decarbonization. We've been at it since 2006, so this year marks our 20th anniversary, and we're very happy to continue to contribute to the development of this ecosystem. In this 20-year period, we have supported different types of stakeholders, from project developers, industrial off-takers, public institutions, and industry associations, in moving projects from strategy and concept into bankable development, which is, of course, the topic we want to discuss today. I wanted to say that from a European perspective, we at Hinicio see that the opportunity is real, but the financing challenge remains significant. On the opportunity side, we see Europe has created a much more concrete framework than what we had only a few years ago. We now have public funding instruments that I think have been mentioned before, but let me just mention a few that I think are very relevant, as the Innovation Fund and the Hydrogen Bank. For example, for the Hydrogen Bank, the Innovation Fund Hydrogen Auction, as it's formally called, we saw important news a few months back, including the assignment of funding to a project in Greece, Hellenic Hydrogen. And this support is very important because, it provides a fixed premium upon verified and certified production. This helps, of course, reduce part of the green premium and creates price discovery and gives developers a clearer route to revenue support, which is what we want to see for the market to develop. We also have other instruments such as H2 Global, which help close the gap between what producers need to be paid and what buyers are currently willing to pay, using long-term purchase contracts and double auction models. We think this type of support are crucial because it really closes the gap and gives long-term visibility to producers to really take the risk to move ahead. But public funding, unfortunately, is not enough. The demand side, we think, is critical. In this respect, the Renewable Energy Directive is supposed to create demand certainty if member states transpose the RFMBO targets with clear obligations and meaningful penalties. This means giving teeth to the law. Without this, many projects will just struggle to secure long-term offtake contracts that lenders need because there will be no incentive for offtakers to do so. The challenges are therefore, in our opinion, threefold. First, there is still a cost gap, as it was discussed before. Simply, renewable hydrogen and derivatives remain more expensive than their fossil counterparts in most use cases. The second challenge is that there is an offtake risk. Many buyers are not yet ready to sign long-term contracts at bankable prices. And the third challenge, we think it's of a regulatory nature, and it's a certification risk. A project needs to prove that its molecule qualifies under the relevant framework, for example, the Renewable Energy Directive, RFMBO. Otherwise, it will not be able to access the expected premium values. So my general view is that, well, Europe is no longer missing instruments. We have funding, we have auctions, we have certification frameworks, and we have demand targets. The key challenge is really alignment, turning those instruments into predictable cash flows that support final investment decisions. For that, we think we need predictable demand, which should be achievable through ambitious red transposition, something that is in the making and that we need to monitor closely. We need stable public support mechanisms, for instance, continuing what we've seen with the Hydrogen Bank or H2 Global, but giving it sufficient funding to jumpstart the hydrogen economy. And we also need pre-certification early enough in the financing process, so developers and off-takers, lenders, in general, all the stakeholders know whether the expected regulatory value of the molecule is real, and it will materialize in cash flows in the future. So in short, the next phase should be less about announcing hydrogen ambitions, we think, and more about converting regulatory targets, public funding, and certification certainty into investable projects.